So it's time to finally create the XY files for Spectranet configuration on the pick and place machine. So let's get on with it. I decided not to live stream this because there could be some pauses when I'm studying data or something that are not very pleasant to watch. So let me show you what I'm exactly up to. So first thing is the files that I'm using. I create a new folder for that. Let me check where it is. Yes, here it is. So let me zoom in and I can show you what we're watching here. So here's my folder with all the Spectranet files, and I just created a new folder which is called pick place config inside the Spectranet folder, and I got two files here. One is from another interface, which is the DevMC Enjoy Pro 1. This is my source file because we have to get the Spectranet configuration file in exactly the same format. And I here have the XY file that Dylan Smith created with his software for pick and place machines, but that has to be translated to the format that my pick and place machine needs. So we're going to compare those file formats, and we're going to see how much trouble it will be to get it to the correct format. So let's open first the file. I think I can double click it, the file from the Pro 1 interface. So this is the actual file, but you can see it's not in the correct format, so we're going to read it in the format that we need. So comma separated, yeah, comma separated, comma. Right, let's not change anything, let's just read it. So this is the proper way to read it in an Excel. And the next thing is to load in the other file as well. Why not? We're on to it now. So and this is separated by commas as well, I think. Oh, this will be hard because there are also commas in between the part numbers, as you can see here. So that will be a challenge because I think it will also separate at those commas. Let's see what happens. No, it doesn't. I think it's okay. That's okay. As you can see, it's only one column here. So I think we're good. Yeah, so let's try this. I'm not change anything yet. Yeah, okay, that's perfect. Right. So this is the file format that we do not need. We have to get over to this file format here. And I think I will try to make it simple for myself. I will add these column headers here. Let's make them yellow. Right. And so this is the format we have to get to. And then we can compare the two. So the designator is just the product ID on the board, and that's in column A here, so that's easy. Is A, is A9, of course. Sorry, that's stupid. So we can just copy that to the whole file. That's one. We don't need the garbage on top here. We can get rid of that, and we can also remove these two, and now we can lock the header here, titles, so that's easier for navigation. And nozzle number, I don't know yet. Of course, that's easy as well, because I have two nozzles on the pick and place machine. One is for the small SMD parts, and the second one is for larger chips. So that will be quite easy as well. I think it's just a number. Yep. So let's make it 1 by default, and we will change the ones for the bigger parts to 2. So we have a chip here, that's a 2. We have very small ones. What is this? 12K, I don't know. Edge connector. We don't need edge connector. Pick and place machine won't be able to do an edge connector. Let's get rid of that. Here's the Xilinx CPLD, the big one. This is another bigger chip. This is the voltage regulator, which I will put on manually, so we can remove that as well. I cannot put those on the pick and place machine. I don't have them in real. So then we have the ROM chip here, which is a bigger one. We have a jumper. We don't need a jumper, so let's get rid of that. Why do I have another edge connect here? I hope I'm not deleting too much at the moment. We'll check it out later on. This is a single gate logic chip, so it's very small as well. Will be picked up by the first nozzle. We got the SRAM chip, and I think this is about the big ones. Maybe it's good to put all the big chips to the bottom of the list. Why not? And did we have one more? Yes, we have. Alright. Okay, let's check it again from the top. This is a 1K0603 part. This is a 18 picofarad. I have to check which parts I put on the reels on the machine and which not, I didn't, because there are some bigger parts which I left off. And I think one or two small parts that I decided also to place manually, because if I only have one part, it's kind of a waste putting it on a reel on the pick and place machine, because I don't have that many reels available. But I don't know which I actually put on the machine. I have to check that. Let me check. So this is the file with the installed reels. And as you can see, there are a couple still unused. The reason for the first three is that those are only for bigger reels. I don't think you can use, no, you can't use a small reel on that, because the feeder system is too wide for that. Then there's a voltage regulator, which is the biggest one. It's also a bigger reel than the other ones. Then all the 0805 reels and some SOT23 types. This is another package type, more 0805. And then comes the 0603. So the smaller ones that are for Spectranet. So these are the installed reels. So now we can compare this file with the file that we are editing, and we can use the correct stack number or reel number. Let me check if that's exactly okay. Yeah, stack number, but it's there should be an L that stands for left, because there is the TVM802B pick and place model has two reels, a left and a back one, but we only have the left reel system. So stack numbers. The first one, 1K, is on 22, so L22. With four of those for now, maybe more. 18 picofarads, 20. Then BSS84, 21. Then let me check. 4.7 microfarads is L24. Then 100 nanofarads is L25. L25. I like having all the same parts being picked at the same time. So let's just put them at the correct lines, because the machine, the software of the machine will place the parts in the sequence and from the file. That's quite logical. Alright, almost done. Right, and why not put 100 nanofarads on top? I think I like that. I'm not sure if I used the correct. Yeah, that's okay. More 100 nanos. No, that's it. We can do the 10 nano then. Maybe it's good to have that. No, I don't want that as first. I have a reason for that. If anything goes wrong with the first parts, then we can stop the process and we can simply get off the 100 nanofarads, because I then know which type it is. Where did I put, oh there it is, 110 and 110 nano, let's put them here. 4.7 micro, let's put them here. And I think those are all the small capacitors. These are the bigger ones, and I don't have those on the pick and place machine, so I have to get rid of them. The 150 I will do that manually. One more 100 nano. Right. Then we get over to the resistors. I will use a picofarad, one left. The resistors, so 4 1Ks, 112K here. There should be two 49.9 ones. Oh, there are. They're just aligned to the right instead of left. So these ones will get one over here. And then we have a 300 ohm. 300 should be above. Oh no, so sorry, this is 49.9. This is 300. This is another 49.9. I should have 4 of those, I think. Yeah, there it's kind of a puzzle. Another 300 here. Did I have that on the machine? Yep, I have. Alright, 12K, another 18 pico. And you can see that I decided to put these on the pick and place because every board has 2 of them, and hence they are on a machine. But for example, the 1 mega ohm resistor, it's in 1206 parts, so it's a bigger part. That one is not on the machine. I will place it manually because yeah, I could still install a reel for that because I have some spaces left. I think 3 spaces at the moment, but for now I will just put them on manually. It's simple as that. And if I forget it before putting it into the reflow oven, it's not the biggest issue because I can place it afterwards, for example using the hot air station. So that's a choice I have. So let's get rid of that. More 1Ks here. 1K, yep. And I think those are all the resistors, so that's good. Then we get over to the transistors, the BSS84. I have 2 bigger inductors here, which are not on the machine, which will be placed manually as well. One more 300 ohms. So I get 3 of them, obviously. And those are all the parts, I think. The only thing is this one. This is a single gate chip. It's a 5-pin SOT 23 part, so let's place it here just before the bigger chips. Okay, now we can continue adding the stack numbers. This is easy, of course, all the same parts. And another 18 pico. Then the 1 micro. Did I put it on? 1 micro, 1 micro. I didn't. I think I put it on, did I? So I have to check that later. 10 microfarads. This is a 0805 part, so it's already on the machine and it's on reel 7. Oh, 7, not 67. 10 nano, 27. Let's do the rest. 49.9. Those are on reel 19. Then we have 300 ohms, L26. 1K is on L22. Yep. 12K is on L23. And then we have the parts here, and I don't think I need to give them a stack number. I'm not sure. Let me check. Stack number L. Oh wait, it's I. I think this is an I. Yeah, those are an I. So I got a couple of spots where chips have to be picked up, and I have to check what the layout is because the above left is the sliding 64 pin. Okay, then the second one is below that. So we should use I5 and forward. So let's use I5 for the side. Oh, we can use the same part. No, this is a 100 pin part. I don't have that on the machine yet. So let's first do this CPLD, then the WISNet chip. Okay, so this is I5, this is I6. Then we have the, I think it's a buffer. 7 by 8. ROM. Oh wait, this is the single gate. The single gate. And I think I will put the single gate on manually. I think. Did I? Yeah, it must be. I don't know. Let's get it on. Okay. So I5, 6, I7, I8, and I9. And then all the bigger chips are picked up as well. So the only one remaining for the moment is the 1 microfarad 0603, and I don't think it's on the machine, so let me check again. So I just checked the machine and I don't think it's on. I wonder if I did order it, so let me check my ordering list. So I just checked my orders and I should have received one reel with 1,000 of these capacitors, but I think I accidentally cut them for manual soldering. That's my best guess for now. So I have to either reorder this reel or place it manually for now, which I will do because I don't have them in the pick and place machine. So let's remove that line. We can add it later on if we need it. Okay, so all the reels are installed for now. Let's get on to the rest of the information here. So we need coordinates, and coordinates are, for example, so this is in millimeters, and I hope this is the same, but it doesn't look like that. That's not the same. Oh god. So we have to do some kind of conversion there, but I have no idea what units these are then. I guess 100 times bigger? Yeah, it seems so. Yeah, I think so. So the first part here is, I think, 19.9 millimeters from the left, measured from the left of the board. So the center of this part is 20 millimeters or 2 centimeters from the left, and this is the most left part on this one, and I can just grab a Spectranet board to verify that. So we have a part that's only a couple of millimeters, it says, from the left here, which is C16. Where is that? C16. It says, that can be right. Okay. It says 673.91, and it should be on about 17 millimeters from the side, so I have no idea what this means. I'm looking for if there's another orientation point or something. So this puzzles me. The next part is C9, and it's, let's see where that part is, maybe C17, which is almost on the right side of the board. So you can, this is one board. So C17 is indeed one of the highest numbers when it comes to the X position, but still, oh, I think this is in inches. Oh, that explains a lot. Yeah, that should explain it. In mils actually, so thousands of inches. Let's see if that's correct. So 1 inch is exactly 2.54 centimeters, so I think we can just multiply that number, and in the Netherlands we use a comma instead of the point separator, decimal separator, which is also a problem because this is all in points. So the most easy thing, I know you will not like this, but that's how it works in Holland. I didn't think of that, so now it works. So we converted that to Dutch standards, and then we have to divide it by 1,000, I think. No, by 100. So this is 17 millimeters, and that's exactly correct, because I just measured that the left capacitor is at 17 millimeters from the left side. So that should be it. Let's do it with the rest, and we can do some more checks here. Oh, that's wrong. And we will do the same with the y-axis. Alright, now let's pick the right one then, so C17 here. That should be on 9,5 centimeters, which is exactly correct. And 34 from the bottom, 3.4. Yeah, that's perfect. So now we converted it to millimeters, which my machine needs. And the next thing is the rotation, which for now I'm going to guess will be just the same as in the file from Dylan. Oh, that's not what I wanted. What just happened? I don't know. Then height, so we can use 0.00 for most of the parts, I think. Let's do that first, and let's do a couple with the thicker size. Not these ones, these are all flat. Yeah, maybe some capacitors. Let me check what I did here. No, the same, 0, 0, 0. There's a spring system, you know, in the nozzle, so that won't be a problem at all. But let's just do it for sake of being consequent. I think all these parts here. Alright, and what I forgot is of course that I need a comma for conversion purposes, but I now have to configure it back to points, and I don't know if I should round the numbers. Yeah, I think so. I think that's useful. Okay, so this will be kind of tricky. Let's try it out here. Let's put it here. Only the numbers. Then we're going to round them to 1 decimal. We're going to copy the values again. Oh, that doesn't work. Okay, I think we have to use a round function then. Is yep. Oh, sorry, point. Yeah. Okay. So we rounded it to 1 decimal now. And the next thing is showing one more number. I don't think it's really necessary, but let's just do that. So it will show an extra 0, and now we're going to... No. Okay, this is what I want to have in the file here. It's just for the pick and place machine purposes, and then, okay, it will still not show the 0, but I don't think that's important. So we only have the numbers here rounded to 1 decimal, that's okay. And now we have to replace the comma by a point again. And that works. So this is good enough for the pick and place machine. Let's set speed to, I think, 50, all the parts. Yeah, I am still using 50% of the maximum speed for all parts. I haven't checked if the machine is capable of putting them on full speed yet, but that's for later. Okay, we're going to use some visions here. For visions means that the parts are checked by the camera, the bottom camera in the machine, which means that it's checked where the exact center is, so it doesn't depend on where it's picked up or something. It will just check the center of the part with the camera, because we are putting some parts on the tray at the front of the pick and place machine instead of on reels, and because those tray spaces are quite big, there's room for errors in the margin, so hence we need those parts to be checked by the camera. Pressure, I think that's just the same number. True, yes, okay. Without pressure you cannot pick it up, that's easy. Explanation, oh, that's just a description of the part. Do I need that? Oh, we have the numbers here, so why not? Is value, okay. And I think we have the basic setup of the file. The only thing I don't like is this one here. That's wrong. It's just wrong with what's here. It should be 49.9. I'm certain of that, so I don't know why it wasn't put in the file correctly. I think the rest is okay. So this is the file that we need to save now in comma separated value format. Just checking if everything is okay. Top button, we don't need that information. So because my production line is single-sided only, there's nothing at the bottom except for a serial number at the end. So all the parts will say top. That's okay. Description is not important at this moment. We just need a part type, you know. It's okay. Okay, so we're going to save this selection here. I think we're going to create a new page for that, because when we're saving this to comma separated value, it will just save the complete map here. That's no problem. So I think we're good to go. Yep. So comma separated value. Which will I use? I think I will use this one, but I'm not exactly sure if that will save it with commas. I have to check that in a second. Could be that we need to translate it in the end manually, but that's not a big problem. So we're going to create the capitals is better, I think. In this case, so it's easier to find the correct file. Spectranet.csv. We don't need a revision number because this is Dylan's design, and I only it says issue 2, so why not? Issue 2. Right, and save. Yes, I know. Yes. Okay, so now we can get the folder. There it is, and this is the new file. Let's see how it looks like. And you can see that the separator symbol is a semicolon, so we need to translate that in commas. And I just want to make sure that there's no comma here. Yeah, that's exactly correct. So we're going to replace the semicolon by comma. And okay, all done. And I think we can just save it again. So, okay, that's because Excel is still opened. Let's save that. Now we can save again. So now comparing the two files, so the new file we just made with the commas and the Pro1 file, and the main difference I can see is that there are all quotes around the values here, and I'm not sure if that will be a problem, so I will have to check that out. I know from experience from the past that there is an option in Excel to add quotes to each value. I have to check that, but maybe it's not a problem. Maybe this format will be just fine with the pick and place machine software. So I have to check that. I have to read in the machine. But we're not done completely because we now have a configuration file for Spectranet with all positions and other details like rotation, and you need to use a camera and other things. But the configuration file actually also contains the data for, I think, for the reels. I'm not sure how the data is made up, so don't ask me. We can just see that there's lots of other information here, and this is in some format that I cannot do anything with. So if I would only read in this configuration file now, maybe the real information is not read in the software, so I have to check that as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create two versions of the new configuration file. So we have the original one, and we have a with real info, and I'm going to add that to Notepad++, and then I'm going to copy all of the data below the actual parts info to the version of this file with for Spectranet. Right, so we've done that. So I have two versions now of the file. We can check what the software needs. Maybe it has stored the real info locally, but I don't think so. I thought it was in the same configuration file, so I have to check that. And that's also the next step, because I haven't set up the new reels yet. I actually did install the reels in a previous video, but I haven't entered the exact positions of the parts to where to pick up and how to forward the reel with one part with the prick, which is the way this pick and place machine does that. That's all stored in the software as well, so I have to check if that is in the same file as this one, or if it's a separate file. I have to check that. So the next video will be about, I'm going to read in this file, and we're going to calibrate the software to the new reels. And after that we can do some test runs. The first test run will be step by step, so part by part, to check if all the components are placed correctly. So that's enough for this video. I hope you liked it a bit. It's a lot of work getting a new product on the pick and place machine, but I'm almost there. I hope I can do some test runs this weekend, and for me it's really important to get all the Spectranets out before Christmas, way before Christmas, so during the next week. That will be in time for I think everyone. So I have to hurry, but you know, we just had the Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend, and that adds a lot of work, but this has more priority, although more people are starting to complain because more people are waiting. So I'm just continue my work. I hope you like it. So thank you for watching for this time, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!